This episode is brought to you by Carnegie Mellon's Tepper School of Business. Want to advance your career or switch fields? An MBA from Carnegie Mellon's Tepper School of Business can help. Earn your degree from a top-ranked business school with a thought-provoking curriculum, one-on-one leadership coaching, support from experienced career counselors, and full-time, online hybrid, and accelerated MBA formats. Join the intelligent future. Visit cmu.edu/Tepper to learn more.
This is Optimal Work Daily, episode 1246, Timeboxing, Why It Works and How to Get Started in 2024, by Nir Eyal of nirandfar.com. And I'm Dan, I'm your narrator, and I'm with you every single day reading to you from these great blogs on work-related topics. And we're going to get right to it now as we hear from one of our regular authors, Nir Eyal, and optimize your life. Timeboxing, Why It Works and How to Get Started in 2024, by Nir Eyal of nirandfar.com. Timeboxing, aka the timeboxing technique or time blocking, is the nearest thing we have to productivity magic, yet most people don't utilize it. Here's how to overcome the top 3 reasons why. I can't seem to get important tasks done. I'm always distracted. Why do I always lose focus? I hear these complaints from my clients and readers all the time, but when I recommend perhaps the most effective time management technique ever devised to help people stay on track, most of them balk. You want me to plan every minute of my day? Yes. Now what are you waiting for? What is timeboxing? Timeboxing is among the most well-studied and powerful methods we know for getting things done. Both Elon Musk and Bill Gates use this time management technique. It amounts to boxing out periods of time to work on distinct tasks each day using time-boxing apps on your smartphone or a similar tool. Despite all the complaining about how distracting the world is, given the cacophony of beeping and buzzing emanating from our digital devices, most people have no right to complain. You can't call something a distraction unless you know what it is distracting you from. But how do you know what you got distracted from if you don't plan your time? In order to finally destroy distraction and live the life you want, you need to start living your life with intent. Is timeboxing a better time management technique than a to-do list? Timeboxing is far more effective than running your life with a to-do list of individual tasks. Along with a habit tracker template, successful timeboxing is a critical component of becoming indistractable and a surefire way to increase productivity. Having a strict limit on the time spent on a planned activity is a defense against the trap of Parkinson's law, which says that work expands to fill the time available to complete it. You can still take short breaks or use the Pomodoro technique as a motivating factor for work sprints. If you don't plan your day in advance in an organized schedule according to your values and your schedule, someone else will plan it for you. Whether it's the social media sites, the news, your boss, your kids, or something else, you'll always get distracted unless you decide in advance how you want to spend your time. Timeboxing will change your life. It works because it uses a well-researched technique psychologists call setting an implementation intention, which is just a fancy way of saying planning out what you are going to do and when you will do it. Sadly, people often give up before they've even tried timeboxing. As a result, they miss out on the almost magical benefits of timeboxing. Here are the 3 most common reasons people don't timebox, along with their solutions. Timeboxing pitfall number 1, whataboutism. It's maddening how many people spend hours scrolling for productivity hacks, read books they hope will contain secrets to success, or pay thousands of dollars for courses and gurus they hope will have the answers they seek. And yet, when they finally find a technique that will actually 10x their effectiveness and life satisfaction, they immediately find reasons why it won't work for them. I hear it all the time. But what about, insert something that makes your case the special exception. Timeboxing works. It is the most studied, most verified technique for sustaining good routines, maximizing productivity, and acting on your values in general. There is a huge amount of evidence to support its effectiveness, and that pile of evidence grows every year. Yet despite the overwhelming number of studies, many people look for reasons why it won't work in their super special circumstance. This is whataboutism. Searching for excuses why a methodology won't work instead of giving it a real try to find ways to make it work. Solution? Start small. Time management takes time. If you've never tried to use timeboxing before, suddenly switching to building a whole schedule for the week is daunting. That's okay, you can start small. Try timeboxing 1 day per week, or even just 1 afternoon per week. Try that for a few weeks and see how it works out. Did you turn your values into time? Did you do what you said you were going to do? Then slowly build to more days per week. Keep in mind, the only measure of success is not how many boxes did I tick off on my to-do list, but rather, did I do what I intended to do without getting distracted? You'll find that consistently working without distraction for set periods of time will make you more productive than flailing around from one task to the next on your to-do list. Timeboxing pitfall number 2, not realizing it's an iterative process. Look, I wrote the book on being indistractable, and even I occasionally get distracted. Timeboxing has made my life astonishingly more peaceful and productive, but I still fall off track from time to time, though very rarely. When circumstances suddenly change, life can throw us for a loop, but that doesn't mean we stop timeboxing. It means we adjust our time boxes and calendars to make our schedules easier to follow on the next go-round. Timeboxing is an iterative process. If you've started timeboxing and you find yourself deviating from the schedule, don't give up. Once you timebox a day, follow your schedule to the best of your ability and get back to the next thing you plan to spend your allocated time on. When you do get distracted, write down what happened so you can make sure you don't succumb to the same distraction in the future. But don't beat yourself up for getting distracted. Instead, simply adjust your schedule for the day or week ahead to see what would work better. It takes time to get into a groove, and that's okay. You'll also need to make adjustments to accommodate life changes, but as long as you make those changes in advance and not in the moment, you'll live your life with intent. Solution: think like a scientist, not a drill sergeant. Once you understand that timeboxing is an iterative process, not set it and forget it, you can make your schedule work better for your needs. By experimenting and fine-tuning how you allocate your time, you can continuously improve your productivity and make meaningful progress towards your goals. By approaching timeboxing like a scientist and not a drill sergeant, you'll run experiments based on your hypotheses of how to build the best possible schedule for your needs. Every week, I have a 15-minute slot on my schedule to review the week that passed and the week ahead. That little time block is all I need to make adjustments and prepare for the time-boxed week to come. And timeboxing pitfall number 3, succumbing to psychological reactance. Psychological reactance is an emotional response we feel when someone tells us what to do or what not to do. It's that knee-jerk feeling of, don't boss me around. Everyone feels it. Whenever we feel our autonomy is threatened, we tend to rebel. It's human nature, and studies support this widely observed psychological phenomenon. Weirdly enough, that knee-jerk reaction kicks in even when it's you telling yourself what to do. This misplaced reactance can happen even to advanced timeboxers. More often, I hear the siren song of psychological reactance when people complain that timeboxing is too rigid or no fun. Of course, nothing could be further from the truth. As Jocko Willink says, discipline equals freedom. We all know we do our best work when we have constraints, and timeboxing gives us just that in the form of time on our schedules. The truth is, when people resist timeboxing, they are most often afraid of actually having to do hard work. Fear of doing the things we know we need to do elicits reactance. Of course, this is completely nuts. If anything, we should be jumping for joy that we finally have a proven method to get ourselves to do the things we know we should. Yet when we feel psychological reactance, we sabotage our own best interest by concocting excuses to escape the feeling of being told what to do. Solution? Disarm psychological reactance. Disarming psychological reactance is easy. Remind yourself, I don't have to follow this schedule. I get to follow this schedule. It's my choice. I'm in charge. You run your own life. You are the boss. Your time belongs to you, and by timeboxing, you get to have maximum agency over how you spend it. You just listened to the post titled Timeboxing, Why It Works and How to Get Started in 2024 by Nir Eyal of nirandfar.com. You want consistency and quality, but you also want variety and freshness. If you run a business, you want it all. With Nuts.com, you can get so many different delicious snacks and ingredients and know that they will consistently exceed your expectations. Nuts.com is your one-stop shop for the highest quality foods for business. They offer delicious office snacks, corporate gifts, and wholesale ingredients. And over 50,000 companies choose Nuts.com for their business needs, from offices to hotels to restaurants and retail stores. And we've even loved their product as remote workers. Nuts.com has sent us plenty of snacks that keep us energized and focused so we can deliver the best work that we can. Nuts.com makes ordering for your business quick and easy. Right now, Nuts.com is offering new business customers a free gift with purchase and free shipping on orders of $125 or more at nuts.com/OWD. So go check out all the delicious options at nuts.com/OWD. You'll get that free gift and free shipping when you spend $125 or more. That's nuts.com/OWD. We're driven by the search for better. But when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search, but match. If you need to hire, you need Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. And Indeed doesn't just help you hire faster. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites. One of the things I love about Indeed is that it makes hiring all in one place so easy because Indeed's matching engine is constantly learning from your preferences. So the more you use Indeed, the better it gets. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/startup. So just go to Indeed.com/startup right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/startup. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed. And thank you to Nir, who is one of our regular authors. He holds a degree from Stanford Graduate School of Business, has sold multiple companies, taught at 2 different schools at Stanford. He's a best-selling author, and he has an excellent blog, which is where I'm reading from today. And you can find all of that at nirandfar.com, and please note that Nir is spelled like his name, N-I-R. And for more insights on using psychology to change behavior, join Nir's newsletter and receive a free workbook, and you can find that as well at nirandfar.com. And that's going to do it for today here on Optimal Work Daily. I do hope you enjoyed the post and that you'll be back again with me tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.